Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy hump day, happy Wednesday, happy whatever day you want to call it, really. Hope everybody is well today. I can't get warm. I'm not going to lie, I'm freezing. Jimbo is coming. He is just on the phone to O2 because his phone's gone up the spout, bloody thing. And they're about as useful as a chocolate teapot, but there we go. He will be joining us shortly, but I didn't want to keep all you lovely lot waiting. Before we start, as always, just want to say a quick apology for the meltdown on Monday. I wasn't in a very good place. I shouldn't really have streamed, but that won't happen again. A line has been drawn. Fierce Kate is back and her skin is thicker than ever. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. We have got Rodney Roberts says, oh, just over an hour. Yes, please. Laugh out loud. PS, new rules. There will be fines handed out if the panel is not colour coordinated. Well, I've got my Ifs, Buts and Monkey Nut shirt on today in green. I can't remember what colour Jim's wearing. I think it might be yellow, but I'm not sure. Big up, Drew Lala. Hope you're well, my lovely. Feels very weird streaming on my own. I don't do it very often anymore. Yes, Joey, gold star for you. You are on time. Big up, Bobby K. Got to call you after our stream. Got some news to share with you. So, yes, we will give you a call. If this hadn't have happened with O2, we'd have called you by now, but things never go to plan. Big up to Yoris, who said, saw you on the We Are Tottenham TV panel show. Yeah, good fun. Lovely, lovely, lovely lads, Ben and Sim. Such nice guys. Afternoon, Chrysandro. Good to see you. All good here. Hope you're well. Yes, the ear rate's a lot better, thank you. I've got some steroid nasal spray because it was more of a sinus infection. And yeah, it's feeling much better today. Thanks for asking. Hello, Shemtan says, hello, Princess Kate and Sir Jimbo. Eltel Ray, big up Eltel, sending people over. Big up to AJ. How are you, my darling? Good to see you as always. Big up, Danny. Yes, please do smash a like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you. Hi, Barbaric. Always a pleasure to see you. Oh, happy new coffee machine day. I've got me a new machine. Oh, how exciting. I've got a Tassimo, and since I had the COVID, I've not drunk coffee. Everything tastes weird. So I've not even tried a cup of coffee. I've got a bag of Ben's coffee that I haven't even opened yet. I bought a new roaster and everything, but I haven't opened it because I've gone right off coffee. So I will have to give it another go, I think. Big up, Paddy says, afternoon, Kate. Hope you're keeping well. Forget about Monday. These things happen. P.S. Bobby K still a gal bag. Big up, Paddy. Good to see you, sir. Shut your mouth, Kate. I'm only here for the meltdown strap. Big up, Phil P. Woo! Thank you for your messages. Yeah, thank you to so many of you, actually, for your messages. Kate, don't you dare apologise. Did nothing wrong. Respect to you. Big respect to you, AJ. I'm sure I'll see you tomorrow on screen on my member show. Big up, Nick. Good to see you. Thank you for your phone call as well. Good morning, you angry little leprechaun. I've got no words. Big up, Mark CFC. Hope you're doing good. Nita's in the chat. Always lovely to see you. Hope you're well and everything's fine with you. Eltel Raid, Queen Ellie Raid. Big up to Eltel and Queen Ellie. And Chang sending people over. Much love. Afternoon, Benny says, going to South London's never fun. I'm going to, Kent for a few days next week. So I'm looking forward to it. But it is just, I never can get my head around how mad it is down in London now. From living up in Lincolnshire and everything being calm and, you know, getting stuck behind tractors and whatnot. When you go to London, Kent, anywhere, Essex, everything's 100 miles an hour and it's but it is what it is. Big up, Cougar Bear. Hope you're well, lovely. Good to see you. Paddy says, Nick, I know I'm just being nice. The amount of his relations I have stopped coming into Ireland is scary. Oh dear. You do make me giggle. Big up, GBC fan. Good to see you. Lots of people giving the love to each other. That's what we like to see. Afternoon Cougar, the good part of Cougar and the game, Kang, Gimp. Yes, I'm not saying anything. Lincoln is rather lovely. Did you like it, Ben? I think it's lovely. I think the high street is beautiful. I don't know if you went to the cathedral, but even just looking at the cathedral is a magnificent sight to behold. Absolutely stunning piece of architecture. And inside, I mean, we was lucky to be inside when they were filming the Da Vinci Code. It's just a beautiful place. One of my favourite parts of Lincoln. But yeah, it is a beautiful part of England. Feel very lucky to live here. I mean, the villages are gorgeous. We're lucky we have a very nice little village we live in. And yeah, so I'm glad you liked it. And the food is rather good as well. Lots of lovely restaurants. And if you go to the Bale Gate near the cathedral, which I don't know if you went to, I mean, there's so much to see. All the little boutiques and designer shops and hairdressers and cake shops and coffee shops. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Joey says 2 killings in my manor last weekend. None made the news. That's how bad London is now. Worse than the Wild West. I had a friend who lived in Harlow, and she told me the same thing. She used to say to me, another stabbing, another shooting. They just don't repeat. They just don't put it on the news anymore because it's par for the course, which is absolutely terrifying in itself. It's a scary old world we live in. Ben says the high street isn't the best, but Cornhill's lovely. Yes, Cornhill Exchange is beautiful. Cathedral and Castle are great, and the parks are great. I love the high street. I love it. I mean, I haven't been, I must admit, for a couple of years because it's a trek for me to get to Lincoln from here. It's a good 40-minute drive, but I just like going to Primark, and then you've got that lovely little shop, Ann Summers opposite, and yeah, this, that, and the other. So I like it. You're right, Jimbo.
Oh my God, that O2.
I know.
My head's exploding. I've never spoke to a company so incompetent in all my life. But hello to everybody. And before we start, I just want to say a massive, massive, massive thank you to all you people in chat. And there's people that messaged me and called me, and all you guys in chat that I saw the messages you put out the other day for the support you give me and Kate. I just want to say thank you. You're absolutely top people, and we're very lucky to have you in our room or in Kate's room.
Our room.
No, our room. And Ellie's room.
And Ellie's, yeah, and Queen Ellie, wherever she may be. Good morning, Ian Ferguson. Hope you are well. Coover saying, big up, mate. We'll get your kids out of there one day, mate. Don't worry. That cupboard under the stairs will feel like home for them in no time if you put €1 in the meter. Big up Lee Stay from TV. Hope you are good. Drew's saying big up Jimbo. There's Jim. You mentioned Ann Summers, and Jim's right there. I know, it's like a red rag to a bull. Bobby K saying Jimbo. Yes, I did tell Bobby we'll call him after the stream because he's we got some news. Jim, says AJ. Christ, Kate mentioned Ann Summers and Jimbo appears. That's what I mean. It's like Candyman. You just say Ann Summers.
I did actually do a new dance for Kate this morning.
Oh my God. Don't even, do you know what? Don't put that thought back in my head, please. Massive potential in the area, loads of commercial property that's ready to be snapped up. Agreed. I love Lincoln. I do love Lincoln. I'm with O2, and they moved us over from Virgin, and they're crap. Do you know what?
Which one's crap, Drew?
O2. O2. I've been dealing with O2 today since before 11 o'clock, and we've just got off the phone. They are an absolute joke of a company.
Well, I've got a manager calling me.
Good. My morning's been bad. Woke up to no water. Then when it come through it was brown. Now hoping it's back to normal. Ugh. Well, we had people coming round to check some things at the house and some work needs doing. They were around at 9:45, something like that. So we had to get up and be ready.
He was very good.
He was very nice, yeah. I would go near O2 due to their Woolwich connection. The slags. I know. You're right. I should have known better. Big up, Tekken. Hey, guys, I wondered, Jimbo, were you speaking to a robot or a human?
I was speaking to a human, but I don't want to be horrible, right? But he was a little bit thick. He couldn't grasp what I was saying to him. So I asked for a manager, and then he went off and come back and said, well, there's not a manager available. I said, well, get him to call me. I mean, I don't want to be horrible. It's not me, but he was a little bit. He couldn't grasp what I was saying. It was quite simple what I was saying, but it's all right.
He kept just going over the same thing. I swear, I had to hand the phone. I've got no tolerance for people that are that stupid.
Yeah,
And I just said to Jim, "You've
but
got to
he was
speak to the guy."
he was actually a nice man, but he just couldn't grasp what we was talking about. Maybe it was a robot. I don't know.
I think he might. If he was a robot, I don't think he'd been fully programmed correctly. That's all I'm going to say. But there you go. Was you? Oh, sorry, we talked about the same thing. Hello, Kate and Jimbo. I'm coming now if you want me.
Kate. Kate. You froze. What's happened? What's happened? What's happened? Kate? Are you? I think, was it me or you? I think it was you.
It was me, but your pictures all. Oh, that's it. It was me. I hit a wire. Come out. Oh, and the Queen is here. Hi, Ellie. Sorry, Ellie. You look stunning today. You look very beautiful. Does she look glamorous today?
She always looks glamorous. She always looks glamorous.
But my laptop, right? It made me look like dark. I have to adjust the light, yeah, because Bobby Kay said it is Ellie. She's under there somewhere.
I didn't
I've got my
notice.
light on because I've got the phone on there and the light's behind, and it gives a nice glow on the face, doesn't it?
Nick.
Hey, Nicky.
And we've got the Queen and the King, Mr. Big Time himself.
Here she goes. Here she goes.
If we go to the North London Derby in your car, we're going to lose, Nick.
No, because you're not American like Bobby Kay, so it's fine. Bobby Kay is not going, so we're going to perform. The year before, we destroyed them. The year after, he came, and we know what happened. So
he's the Bok.
You know what?
Bobby Kay's the problem.
Yeah.
I mentioned Ann Summers, and Jim appears, and then Nick appears as well. I don't know what's going on.
He's Canadian, not American.
Who, Bobby Kay? No, he's American, Ellie. Come on.
He just tells people that he's Canadian, Ellie. He's actually a Yank.
I've got an English Greek translator if you want. That might not help.
Oh my God, yeah. Do you know what? We go to Mablethorpe all the time because it's got such a nice beach there. Cooper said Lincoln seemed a lovely place till I arrived at the football ground in '89 and thought I was in Chernobyl. Yes, Jim, you went full Darren, demanding to speak to a manager. He did. I did tell him that he's got to do it though. You know, sometimes you've got to sort of put your foot down and say, yeah, look, it was 0-2. They froze me. What can I say? But yeah, how are you both? Nick, how's things with you?
I'm all right. I'm just waiting to find out what day the North London Derby will be. So we'll find that out in about 9 hours, maybe. So
yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
then we can make some plans.
Saturday, yeah? Arsenal win, it'll be a Saturday at 12 o'clock.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, 12:30 Saturday if Arsenal win, 2:30 Sunday if they go out. When they go out.
Well, it's Sunday really because Big Dave wants to come, doesn't he? And if it's Saturday, he can't come.
Yeah, Dave, Irish Hotspur.
We want it Sunday anyway because we want Arsenal to lose. So
yeah. I mean, do you think Arsenal will lose tonight, Nick?
Well, I think it's make or break tonight for them. Either way, I think if they lose, then obviously the bottling continues, like we all hope. If they win, it could also help because they've got more games to focus on. So it doesn't really matter. I guess we never want Arsenal to win, even for the coefficient. I don't care anymore. So let's just hope that they lose and like Ellie was saying with Chang, I don't want Eric Dyer anywhere near the pitch doing what he did in the first leg, doing his hands behind the back and everything else. So let's just hope they lose, and then it'll be on the. So if they lose, it'll be on the Sunday, right? Or if they win, it'll be on the Sunday. I can't remember now.
If they lose, it'll be on the Sunday.
Yeah.
If they win, it'll be on the Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Danny Kuriaki won't be able to come if it's on the Saturday as well, but we don't care about him. So
we're all banking on Harry to score a hat trick and Dyer to not let him free the other end.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just looking at some flares as well, by the way, to order. So
there's no goals count double anymore, is there?
No,
there's no away goals, nothing, which is a shame really, because Bayern would have 2. So but I think we've seen actually that in both games, in the ones last night and the ones last week, there's a hell of a lot more goals than what there has been in the past, right? Because people don't want to concede anything; they know they've got to go for the goals. It doesn't matter if it's away goals or anything else. But look, Arsenal have got to score to go through. Bayern have only got the Champions League left, so it should be an interesting game. So,
yeah,
I've got the remote control for Ange Postecoglou. It's number 1 to 11. Where are you?
I dreamt, right? I dreamt.
Okay. Is this clean? Is this clean?
It is
clean. Yeah. I dreamt Ange was sacked and they put Poch back in charge, right? But I woke up. And I thought, oh my God, I can't believe Ange ain't our manager. And I really had to think about it before I realised it was only a dream.
Did you have a panic attack, Jim?
Well, you know what it was? It's because I said to Jim the other day, I think I said it to Nick as well. I said, do you ever think how Poch would be doing if he had this team? And I think he's put it in Jim's brain now, and it's affected his his dreams.
I like it when I dirty dreams better.
God. I thought the game last night, the Barcelona PSG game, was excellent. I've really enjoyed it. But obviously the red card made a massive difference to the game. And did Dortmund progress? I didn't even see the final shot.
They won 4-2.
They did. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of people fancied Atletico to win the Champions League. On Monday on the show, a lot of people were saying Athletic. I think Ben was one saying they were going to win the Champions League, and now they're out.
You could have got 40-1 on Dortmund before they kicked off yesterday.
I'd never expect Atletico Madrid to concede 4 goals, regardless of whether they're home or away. I remember watching them against Man City a few years ago at the Manchester City's ground, and they just came for a draw, and it was a horrible game of football. So I can't imagine they would have changed, but to concede 4 goals, that's shocking.
Yeah, great.
We conceded 4 as well, and that was shocking.
Yeah. It says, is Nick top naked again, or is it just a beige top?
No, it's the gold. It's the gold training top.
So
okay, very nice.
We have happy memories as well, though. Today, this time, however many years ago, there was that game at Man City that we won with Llorente handballing it off his waist, and Sterling's goal offside right at the end.
Oh no, that was fantastic, that game.
Ben had a dream that Sonny went to Arsenal and won the league, and I nearly had an anxiety attack. That's not going to happen.
Oh, don't say that.
He's never going to go now.
They did. Barcelona did lose their head 100%. Away goals has really stuffed dinosaur football managers like Simeone. Sacking managers at between 5 and 10 million go is cheaper than buying quality players. Oh, God. Okay, Nick is bottom naked then.
No, I've got my shorts on. Phil P.
I've got pink trousers on. See?
Well, I wonder where Ellie was going then.
So did I.
And he was like, Nick's not bottom naked, but I am.
If you want to see more, you've got to pay for it.
We're all good, James. Hope you are doing well. I don't know if anyone saw Ange Postecoglou's comments about Eric Dyer's criticism of the training. Basically saying that he has no clue what he's talking about, is basically what Ange said. Where's the quotes? he said, everything we do is geared on how we're going to play football. So for me, by extension, that is tactical work, whether that's on us or whether it's on the opposition. In fact, I would probably say we don't do anything aside from tactical work, but I haven't seen the interview, so I'm not sure what he's referencing. So yeah, Ange is basically saying what we all thought, that Dyer talks utter shit, much like he plays. I don't actually understand why he felt the need to come out and say it. I mean, what was the point?
Bitter and twisted.
Yeah. But according to Joey, you took Dyer as being truthful. I think Dyer just talks waffle myself, much like he plays. Big up, Leo. Good to see you. Phil P saying today's show is brought to you in partnership with Anne Summers, Rampant Rabbits, and Nick Thong all round. There we go. Someone likes your thong. Yes, Eric Dyer does talk crap, James. Beyond 72, big up, says that VAR no goal at the end of the City game is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. I had stormed out the room and then came back in to see that. I've looked at both comments and they tend to back each other up. I don't know what that means. Yeah, look, Cassandra has done a super chat because in case he wanted to see more Queen Ellie. Hello.
Okay. I'll think about it. Depends how much wager you put down.
Oh my God.
Cooper said it's Dyer. He was doing as he does when he plays, pointing out things happening miles away from what he was doing. Ange trains one way for how he plays. There's nothing tactical in that. Well, we'll see. But I mean, I have read today that it's come out that Werner, Ange is going to ask Leipzig if we can have Werner on a loan again, rather than buying
he wanted to extend it for another year. I don't know if Leipzig will be happy with that, but
no, I don't know.
That makes more sense. If I'm honest, I'd rather do that than rush.
Yeah, I mean, Jimbo, what do you think about that?
I don't mind. I just think I think sometimes people are a bit tunnel visioned when it comes to certain players. All right, Tony. I think some people are tunnel vision. If you look at Werner, if you're playing a game and it's high intensity and you bring him on for 25 minutes when the other team's getting tired, he can cause damage. You know, and he's fast, right? And he is dynamic the way he goes forward, and he puts in good crosses. So all this hate for Werner, I can't have it. I can't have it. He can do a job for us, you know. And I'm not saying he's what we need to start, but on the bench for the last 20-25 minutes, he can do damage for sure.
Yeah, I think Johnson needs to do the same as well.
Yeah.
I think
I agree, Nick.
I think look, they're not starters. Both of them are not starters. They're much, they're better than what we've had in the past. Not saying they're what we need. I mean, I still think after watching that Newcastle game live and direct, which was the most painful, everything about that 2 days away was great, apart from between 12:30 and 3:15. I think that you could sit there and you could argue that all 11 of them need to be upgraded. So. I think you could, if someone came in with an offer in the summer for Romero, 80 million plus, I'd take it, because I don't understand Dragoshin coming and sitting on the bench if there's not been some sort of promises made to him. I don't know why he would come, especially if we're looking at Tosin and Lloyd Kelly as freebies in the summer. So I don't really understand why he would have left the team where he was playing every week in, week out to come if there wasn't some sort of something going on. There's obviously links with Porro to Man City, and he wants to go back to Spain eventually. So look, I get it. I just think we need all better. We need everything better across the whole pitch.
Yeah.
But it's going to take time. So I think, I hope Porro's not injured, but I hope he is injured for my own personal benefit, because when I saw Emerson come on, that was the only time I was smiling on Saturday lunchtime. So
Don't
That
you
was
think?
it.
Don't you think when you watch Emerson, although albeit I thought he was all right when he come on, don't you look at him though and think, yeah, we definitely need better?
Yeah, of course we do. I'm not stupid enough to sit there and say we don't need better, but I think we need better than him, and I think we need better than Porro, because I think Porro can't defend. So there's no point sitting. I mean, I've seen some nonsense this last week about if Porro's injured, we should go to a back three and Emerson shouldn't start. It's like he's our only right back, and then people talking about Jed Spence, and I'm like, this is just silly now, right? This is just silly. He should be the one that's, at least he's there. I know Lee Smith will like it. The Pigeon Royale crew with Richie up top. So yeah.
Ellie, what do you think? Big up, David Shearer has been a member for 5 months. Good day, Cobber. Ellie, what do you think about the prospect of extending Werner's loan rather than actually going out and buying him?
I've got a song.
Oh, hello.
No, Werner, no. I just don't think he's the answer on the bench or off the bench. We can get better than him. So why waste whatever wages? He's on 164 grand a week. That's
Is that 100% he's on there?
Yeah. It's report because you can go on all the wages and it says 164 grand a week.
Yeah.
I don't know whether we're paying all of that though, because Leipzig might be picking up some slack. But that's what he was on at Leipzig. So I just don't think he's good enough, girls and boys. I just think he's pants in front of goal. He's technically okay. He can receive the ball and go at players because of his pace. But he just he flatters to deceive a lot of the time, and he's cost us games where he's not put the ball in the back of the net. Like if he scores that goal against Newcastle, if he scores that goal, we're 1-0 up. But his body shape is all wrong. Or was that no, that was against Forest, wasn't it?
It's all lifts, butts and monkey nuts, Ellie, as my
I'm
shirt
just saying,
says.
his body, he doesn't have the goal prowess to score goals on a regular basis, right? I know he's done it in Germany, but he's never proved himself in the Premiership, and he's proving to do that at Spurs. So I just think we can get a better winger than him, and save the 15 million or 12 million, whatever.
It's all right, Ellie. As you speak, I've just seen an article linking us in a shock move for Anthony Martial.
Do you know what? Do you know what? Timo Werner, before he came to us, was on £270,000 a week before he came to us, and he's took a drop in wages to 164.
Yeah, poor him for missing all those goals and getting 164 grand. I could do it for half that, but I wouldn't miss. I'd bloody score because I've got technique.
God, 270 grand a week. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I'm sorry.
It really is.
I did see what's his name, Brian Daigle, having a little mini meltdown on Twitter saying about Martial and the link that's there.
Yeah, I commented on the Brian's thing. I did, because Brian's right to have a meltdown there.
I can't see it happening.
If we get him, I don't know. I can't.
Apparently, he's been offered. We're holding off on matching the forwards' demand. He wants a 3-year deal worth 100 grand a week until we know what competition they'll qualify.
Oh my God! He's coming with stipulations. He hasn't played for Man United for months.
He's just not very good, is he? I've never really rated him.
No, if we're talking about someone not very good, he's certainly not very good.
I just got a message from Bobby Kay saying, so far, 28 minutes in, and Kate has skipped 7 of my messages, just saying, racist bitch.
Good. Bobby Kay, if you want your messages read out, mate, put in a super chat. Yeah.
I just don't.
Please.
Kate doesn't have to interact. Kate doesn't have to interact with all those comments, especially when you're calling out the panelists in the comments. So, if you want your comments read out, only Bobby Kay will read every single comment out unless Bobby Kay puts in a super chat. And that is the rules for the rest of the show, Kate. So read out everyone else's comment.
I'll give you a flag.
Read out everyone else's comment. Doesn't matter what it means or what it's talking about. But Bobby K, super chats only. There you go.
There you go. Nick has spoken. What I mean, all I saw was Bobby interacting with other people, calling me a Karamak and all sorts. I didn't realise they were supposed to be read out. But there you go. I did see he was talking about. Bill, I'm not saying the man's world class because he isn't, but Son has been absolutely rubbish of late. People give Son a free pass; he should be benched. Oh, but the thing is, you bench Son. Who do you bring in?
Why would you bench Son, AJ? He scored 15 goals and assisted 9 goals. Why would you bench him?
He's been poor of late.
No, yeah, I think a lot of players have been poor of late, but you can't bench Sonny, who's our only chance of scoring, because Werner ain't scoring anytime soon.
Yeah.
So just as a thing, if Lee's still here, Lee Smithy Smith, we're struggling to score and break down teams with a low block. Yet when you mention Richarlison to Spurs fans, the hate is unreal. When he started for Tottenham this season, 12 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses, 71% win rate, 2.29 points per game.
Come on, Richarlison.
I will message you back, Mr. Royale, but we'll talk about it more at the North London derby, mate.
All right, as long as you're not drunk, mate, yeah? Because I know what you're like.
He will be. Don't you worry.
Son's given a free pass because he's our top scorer and has credit in the bank.
Don't read this out. Don't read that out. Don't read that out. It's Bobby K. Don't read that out.
I'm not reading it, but I showed it on the screen. What was I going to say? Someone on Tottenham TV said, "What about playing Dragusin as a defensive midfielder?"
Oh,
I mean, I don't know what
I don't think he's mobile enough.
Well, look, with Dragusin, right? This is what I think. I don't think he's brought him in the club, to be sitting on the bench. So I think he has got plans for him. But what I don't know, the guy was playing match after match after match. His former club, he hasn't come here to sit on the bench, so I think that there's plans for him.
Yeah, you're right, Jim. And also, if that was Dragusin that had made the mistakes that Mickey van der Ven did at the weekend, there'd have been a lot more hate towards Dragusin if it had been him rather than Mickey van der Ven. And I know you can sit there and say there's credit in the bank and it's everything else, but I think we need to remember, we can sit there and say for all the players, yes, some of them have got credit in the bank, but they've done nothing with that credit. Let's just say they've done nothing with it. They may have scored. They may have won the Golden Boot. Sonny won the Golden Boot the season before last, but what's he done since then? Nothing. Let's be honest. It's kind of. I know we talk about it, but credit in the bank should be they've won trophies, not they've scored the most goals.
Sonny hasn't won one trophy, has he? He hasn't won one apart from the Asia Cup.
No player should be at this stage getting a free pass, and everyone should be able to. I think it's quite good in terms of like when they do anger management in terms like that, and they talk about it game by game. They're not talking about a game before or 2-3 games ago. Game by game, you're allowed to, critique players for having a bad game, and all 11 had a bad game on Saturday. So I don't know. I don't know what you can say with that. You can't say, they've got credit in the bank. No, all the credit in the bank was lost on Saturday. I'm sorry for that 6-hour drive up there, 6-hour drive back, and having to watch 90 minutes of that. It was all the credit's gone in my eyes.
I presume you haven't watched it on Match of the Day then.
No, I didn't, Ellie. I couldn't bear it. Once was enough.
Yeah.
To be fair, that last season drumming that we got from Newcastle away, Jimbo and I have never laid an eye on that game. We've never seen the game. We've never seen the highlights. We was out and had it on the phone, and we've never watched the game, have we, Jim?
Why would you watch it? Why would I watch it?
Exactly.
I don't want to.
AJ says, "What am I hearing? No player should be getting a free pass, especially the captain who hasn't performed for the past 3 games." Ooh.
He took him off, so you never know with Postecoglou. He might put
it was the weather, though, wasn't it? It was the weather.
He won't put him on the bench for the North London derby. He won't.
I think Sonny goes on the left for the North London derby and Richarlison starts.
Do you know what though, Nick?
Me too.
I was looking at the stats, right, and he scored 12 of his 15 goals while he's played number 9.
Yeah, I know, but I know, but that's because when you looked at it, that was. I mean, if you look at, I mean, no offense, that obviously Sonny has scored against, he scored against the top 6 or whatever. He scored a lot, Liverpool and Arsenal and everything else. But when you, I think it was just circumstantial, right? Richarlison was injured, then obviously Sonny went off to the Asia Cup and everything else. So and then obviously Richarlison's just. Well, I just think that he's just for a game of that magnitude. I mean, look, okay, you can sit there and say they were Tommy tap-ins, which I was saying at the start, but you got to get in that position. How many times Werner and Johnson have put crosses over and no one's in the box or at that back post? We've seen that in the last few games. We've just seen so many balls going across that post, and no one's taking a risk at the back. That's why I think Kulu's not being picked, because he's not been quick enough to get in those positions. And you've seen Brennan Johnson has been the one that's been in those positions and he's scored the goals. So, but I think Sonny's going to. It'll be Sonny, Richarlison, and I think it'll be. Well, I don't know. It could be any. I don't know. Kulu, Johnson. I mean, probably Johnson because of he started the pace, but I wouldn't be too. Against, I know Kulu's had a bit of a shocker the last few weeks, but there's time and a place to.
I don't know about anybody else. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm kind of a bit confused with this team because I don't understand how sometimes we can go out and perform really well, and then other times we just look so disorganised. And I watched the Newcastle game, and I was kind of a bit confused. That it seems when they have a bad game, they all have a bad game.
Yeah.
I think the issue is, Jim. I think the issue is the midfield, and he's trying the Bentancur, Basuma, and Maddison, and it's just not working. Those three are just not working, and I think it's. I think for me, I know whatever's happening with Sarr and his back injury and everything else, but Sarr has been by far the best midfielder this season. Out of all of them, regardless of injuries and everything else. Yeah. When he's in that midfield, the energy, the drive, everything else looks so much better than. And we've seen when he's come off on games, the energy level and everything's dropped. So
yeah.
Not always, Nick. Because when we played Fulham and we lost 3-0, and Højbjerg and Bentancur came on. We dominated that last 25. No, it wasn't even 25 minutes. I think it was 18 minutes. They came on the last 18 minutes, and they did it against Forest as well. Now, there's times. Obviously, Sarr's the better player. Sarr's got to play. If his back's all right, give him more minutes, as many minutes as it can go, because at Arsenal they really do pop it around, and you need someone really super fit to cover the ground. Basuma's a bit lazy. That's how I find him. He's a bit lazy.
Yeah, and Ellie will love this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be averse if Højbjerg started the North London derby, because we need someone in there that's going to battle in there. And I don't think Bentancur's fit enough. I don't think Basuma's the one. You could easily start Højbjerg in there.
When he started, when we beat him 3-0, he played tremendous, Højbjerg.
Yeah, but every time he does
start him, he plays another game like that.
Every time we started this year, haven't we lost?
No, not every time. I don't think it is.
I think it's every time.
But he's only started 3 games, I think.
Yeah.
Look at the hate, the agendason, Ellie, towards. I know how you feel towards Højbjerg, yeah?
I know.
The agendason.
I think he's a decent player. He's not as bad as people paint him. He's just he's not the type of player to play quick football. He likes to put his foot on the ball and look around and see what's on. That's how he is. And when he's asked to play quick, he does a lot of good quick passes, but they're short passes. But the longer pass, it's a bit harder for him. Yeah. Or if he's playing quick and then he makes a mistake, it invariably goes to the opposition and they're out. They're onto our goal. I'm glad he didn't. I can't remember what game it was, but he gave the ball away and they scored. It was Newcastle, weren't it? Yeah. But we'd won
Bobby
that
Kay,
1-4-1.
this is your warning. Unfortunately, Kate and Nick are a bit thick, as you guys say over there. They also undercover support Arsenal. Don't make me put you in a timeout, Bobby Kay. You know, I need to have some respect for the panelists here.
He should lose his mod status for saying such things like supporting Arsenal. It's outrageous.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Can't be accused of.
Yeah.
And then everyone else, and then Coover can time him out. That'd be funny.
What was that, Jim? It's Cosworth.
That's the Spurs fan, if ever you saw one.
What was that last one? It said Jim. It's Cosworth because I said I was a bit confused.
Players don't have good football IQ. Big up Rob Belcher says, I've started a crowdfunder to send Turbo on how to head a football course. I'm fuming after that peach of a cross by Johnson at Timo's height didn't find the net. Yes, sometimes our players make runs for the sake of running. Big up Mr. Colin, who says, Barry, Basuma's hopeless as a 6. He's a ball carrier. I'm just going to end that sentence as Basuma is hopeless and just leave it at that. Ask Crouchy to get his boots back on. Start Lo Celso as a defensive midfielder. God, about that. No, that's what someone. Yeah, he is, isn't he?
Tackle.
Yeah. Joey Barton's always here. Seems to me the players have to take ownership of their performances. Getting paid for mediocrity isn't cutting it. I agree, David. I agree. Performance-related pay is the way forward. Ben and Ellie, great stream yesterday morning with Danny. Agreed with everything you both said. Fair play. That's from Tekken.
I'll do my best.
There you go. GBC says Højbjerg was run into the ground last season, but he is good.
Yeah, I agree.
Kate, don't read out Bobby K's super chat. I'll refund him the money.
It's a super chat.
No, Jim, I'll refund him the money and I'll give you the money for the super chat.
You have to.
You don't have to. You can do what you want, Jim.
I'm not there yet.
I will pay his super chat back to him and I'll give you the money for the super chat. And you two won't take 30%. That's what I'm saying.
Nick is such a flip-flop. He says how horrible Højbjerg is. Now he's saying he should start against Arsenal. There's some shots being fired today.
Nick said Højbjerg is horrible. Yes, Nick also said the other players are horrible at the moment. So what else have we got? It's not going to make much difference. So I think he could go. Højbjerg, Bentancur and play those two for Arsenal. But he probably won't. He'll probably play Basuma, that useless.
Yeah, always looks knackered. Must be all that arm waving. Agendason, great word. Oh, Bobby, what a waste of $2.
No, it's not. I don't think it's a waste of £2.
Go on, it's $2. You can read it then, Jim.
Jim and Ellie, God bless them, smart and humble.
What a waste of money. Play Emerson DM and Kulu centre attacking midfielder and Johnson right wing and Porro right back. Bloody hell. I don't think Ange is going to make any changes. You want to know the truth. Big up Nithin says we sure have the team, but the motivation is zero. Save your money for petrol and tissues for while you cry on your drive back from another away loss thanks to your bad luck.
He's on fire today.
Do you know what? Every away game I've been to, I've only seen us beat Leeds. The other games, Man United, Liverpool, Newcastle, Wolves. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Every other game apart from that, has been a loss, and a bad loss as well. So maybe I am the problem, Bobby. I won't go to any more away games. Anyway, I'm not going any more away games up north. They're all done. I'm not going up there again. It's too far.
Too far. At the start of the season, when that first few games, wasn't it Sarr, Basuma, and Maddison that started in midfield?
Yes.
And that was working so perfectly, and it's all gone tits up.
Yeah.
It's when we've not had all the players. When we've had our players, when we've had our full squad and players available, we've been rubbish. When we've like been down to the bare bones, everyone's playing out of their skin. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Big up, Coover. Thanks for the super chat. He says, yeah, Bobby, what a waste of money, you idiot.
But Coover raised Bobby because Coover went £2, not $2.
Yes, yes, he did.
Yeah.
Big up, Coover Bear. Thank you.
Better.
Nick, Mia says, I'm setting up a petition to stop Nick going to any more away games.
Right.
Bobby K, wah, 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 I'm Nick, wah, 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 poor me, flip flop, got put a top on.
Actually, do you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's home or away. They don't bloody win.
That's true. This is true. Sad but true. But it's all going to change at the North London derby. Yes. News today are that Arsenal are looking to make Santiago Jimenez one of their key signings for the transfer window. Obviously, Tottenham the other day were linked heavily to him, saying that that was their number one target. But it's come out today that Arsenal are looking to sign him. Obviously, this is all paper talk. It could be a load of crap. But it says Arsenal have caught wind of Jimenez's potential and is moving up on Arsenal's shortlist entering the summer. So it's £60 million. Not sure what will happen there. Like I say, it's all paper talk. My argument would be if Arsenal come in for him, they'll probably get him. Bobby K coming in with another $2 super chat says, don't think so, Coos. Love Jim and Ellie, not big time. You know what? Envy is a terrible thing, Bobby K. It's a terrible, terrible trait. That's all I'm going to say. But thank you for the super chat. That will go to the big time fund for when we have our Christmas party just for big timers. That will go into that pot. 3-0. The game was done for us. They were pants in that game. The list is long. Yeah, agreed, Nita. If Arsenal move for Jimenez and sign him, we need to break the bank to sign Isak. Everybody's saying that, but do we really honestly think Newcastle would let Isak go? I can't see it.
No, I can't see them letting him go. Why? Why would they? They're shooting themselves in the foot if they let him go.
I know they have to sell. There's rumours they have to sell for FFP, but it won't be him. It won't be him. No. Coover with another super chat say, no need to keep saying it in super chats though. Honestly, you two make me die. You're like Bert and Ernie. Is that who it is? Bert and Ernie, yeah.
Waldor and the other one, the two old ones, I think.
Waldorf and Statler. The two old gits in the Muppets.
Yeah, that's Bobby K and Kiva, yeah.
Bless them both. Even Bobby, even though he's horrible to me all the time. Player and his agent considering Spurs move. This is all about Tosin Adarabioyo and Tottenham looking to go in for him. They reckon Levy's made a firm offer. I don't know how true that is. I quite like Tosin, and he's shown this year he can score goals, but I don't know. I think it's a kind of a split. I'm not sure. Ellie, what do you make of Tosin Adarabioyo? Do you like him or?
Yeah, he's a decent defender. Yeah, he's pretty good. He tracks back well. He's got pace. He's got strength. He's got height. He's quite good on the ball as well. You know, bringing it out and playing it off. He's a good all-round defender.
Yeah.
You know, and he's playing for Fulham. If he comes to Spurs, it's a big kettle of fish. Different kettle of fish. Sorry, but I think he can rise to the occasion because he's got all the tools to make. Listen, we haven't had many good defenders over the years, right? And now we've got Romero and Van der Ven. Another one wouldn't go amiss. Dragushin, I don't know what they're going to do with him. He's a bit of a mystery, really, why we bought him. But maybe Romero's leaving. That's why they know he's going to leave.
That's what Joey said, didn't he? He said that he's going to be going.
I think there's going to be some shocks, and I think Basuma and Romero could be two of them that get sold in the summer.
I think you're right.
A lot of people are starting to say Bentancur as well, which I'm surprised at.
Oh, they better not.
I think there's going to be some shocks this summer. Who does he play for? Tosin?
Fulham.
I watched whoever he played for. I watched him the other day. Who did Fulham play the other day?
West Ham, was it?
West Ham.
Yeah, and he looked good. I thought he looked good.
Listen to this, guys. I was just reading Brian Clough, the great Brian Clough's quotes. He said, "If God had wanted us to play football in the clouds, he would have put grass up there on the importance of passing to feet." And then there's another one that's really funny. "I like my women to be feminine, not sliding into tackles and getting covered in mud."
Oh, well, that's you out the window,
so
Ellie.
funny, Brian Clough.
He was, wasn't he?
I never really did slide tackles. I was the creative player. I left that to the Højbjergs of the team.
Yeah. I agree, AJ. I think Tosin's better than Lloyd Kelly as well. Steve D coming in with a super chat now saying, "What are the odd couple super chatting about?" I don't know. They're flirting again. I wish they'd just get a room.
Yeah.
Chris says Tosin and Kelly, not quality or even international, replacing mediocre with the same. Wow. Bobby says, "Laugh my arse off. Big time Christmas party will just be the two of you. That's called a date, not a party." And there's plenty more big timers in my contact list, Bobby, actually.
Real big timers, Bobby. Yeah, don't forget Terry. Don't forget Terry.
Terry.
Me and Jim are big time. We're in your contact list.
Yeah. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
No, you're Ellie. We're in the archive list. We're not in the big time list.
No. Yeah,
oh, where's this message come? I'm gonna have to go and search for it now. Oh, hang on a minute. That's why she's got to call 02, because she needs a bigger phone book, because everyone's got a number and she wants to make it like blacklisted or something. That's why she's been calling 02 this morning, and she's got Jim to call them because Jim's her PA. That it all makes sense now. It all makes sense. Oh, Jim, talk to these common people for me. I shouldn't have to deal with them.
Do you want to know something, Nick? Nick, do you want to know something? Right? You ain't far wrong there, because she had the phone and she was talking, and she passed me the phone. She went, "I can't talk to this man. You talk to him." I swear to God, that's what she did.
There you go.
So you weren't that far wrong.
Yeah.
I really actually did do that. Nathan says, "Lo Celso, Royale, Richarlison all be sold next season. We need to be ruthless and get the armband off Sonny and give it to someone who can lead the whole squad. Sonny as a skipper is a mistake." Wow. Oh, Ellie, I'm going to let you go on that because you look quite shocked.
Yeah, I like Sonny. I think he's a really good ambassador for the club, and a lot of the players respect him. So what better captain material is that, where all the players love you and want to play for you? It's just some of the time we don't perform like we can. We've seen how good we've performed this season, and it's just, like Jim said, it's a mystery that we can win 4-0 against Villa and then get battered by Newcastle 4-0. It's weird. And I just want to quote another one from Brian Clough, because I love him. He says, "Players lose you games, not tactics. There's so much crap talked about tactics by people who couldn't win a game of dominoes."
Fair enough.
Brian Clough is fantastic. I wish he was still alive. He'll tell Postecoglou what to do.
Yeah, look, it says the Valencia youth team coach said, "Ball is made from leather. Leather comes from cow. Cow walks on grass, not fly through the air." Same story as Busquets to Rio. Boom, 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 boom. Kick and chase football. Mia saying having Terry in your contact list isn't big time. Laugh out loud. Bobby saying 59 here, 29 likes. Let's show Jim and Ellie some love and hit that like for them. You might not like Nick, and I don't blame you, but don't take it out on Jim and Ellie. This.
I've just sent you a private message, Bobby K. Just send you a private message, mate.
You ask my husband, he doesn't think I'm a saint when I'm angry with him.
Well,
when he's gone into the bathroom with his dirty slippers.
It shouldn't make you angry, Ellie. It's easy as that.
I get very angry very easily. People don't know me. I really do. You better watch out.
You did scare me a little bit on Monday. I was a bit taken aback to see you get angry like that, because you don't see it with you. You're all nice and happy and jolly.
Yeah, but when I lose it, I lose it.
Yeah. Richie goes, if a decent offer comes in, him and Romero fund our window in the summer. Yeah, you've been saying all along that Romero's going, which is interesting. Brian Clough, if I had an argument with a player, we would sit down for 20 minutes, talk about it, and then decide I was right. That's what me and Jim do.
That ain't wrong either.
Sonny is a fair weather captain for me. Does a great job when things are doing well, but I'd prefer a keen Vieira, Gerrard, or Terry type who knows what it takes to win a war. Yeah, but there's not that many of those around anymore, I don't think.
Nah, they're all paid too much. They're all prima donnas.
Sonny's not captain material. When a skipper can't even decide if he has to take the free kick but got bullied by PES, Sonny can score free kicks. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you don't have Son as captain, who do you have?
Do you know what? I think Pierre-Emile Højbjerg took that free kick because it's his swan song. He thought, I've got to get at least one goal before I leave these sorry buggers who can't win a trophy. And he's already won the Champions League with Bayern Munich, don't you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jimbo, if you didn't have Sonny as captain, who are you putting there? It's not easy.
It's hard. You don't want Romero to be the captain because you don't want him to get rolled up too much, do you? Because when he gets rolled up, he gets sent off.
And he's probably going to be leaving.
Yeah, Bentancur maybe. I mean, when you look at it, there's not much choice, is there, really, with our team?
No, Van der Ven is a great.
Bentancur is feisty though. He's really mathy, you know, and he's a bit like Højbjerg, but with skill. You know, when he's pointing and telling everybody where to go.
I think Richie should be captain.
I agree with Bobby here. I see Van der Ven becoming a future captain, but I think it's too soon
for him yet. That's the most sensible thing he said all day.
Yeah, well, it does occasionally comes out with sensible thing, not very often. So I'm going to star that just to make sure.
Is he too young to be the captain now?
No, if you're good enough, you're old enough.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just too young. It's just he's not been here that long.
Nick, that's what I told Kate when I first met her.
Joey's right, to be fair. He'll probably be gone in less than 5 years, Joey, if I'm honest. He'll probably be snapped up by someone.
Yeah. That's what I mean. A lot of people have said Vicario, but I don't really like Vicario being. I don't like goalkeepers as captains myself, but we haven't got that much choice. Maddison isn't strong enough, in my opinion, to be a captain. Porro's not a bad shout. I don't know why
he's not going to take it off for Sonny now, is he?
No, of course he's not.
No.
We need to be looking for someone to come in, though, to take Son's place. It's not going to be that long before he ties his boots up, really. Look how quick time goes. I mean, Sonny, what is he, 31?
31? He's 31 according to one birth certificate, anyway.
Yeah, that's
31 years old. He'll be 32 in July.
You've got to look that Sonny's captain is because he's respected and loved by all the other players.
That's it.
Yeah, that's true. Last season, Pierre was many fans' favourite to have the armband. What a difference a year makes. I agree. I remember watching him a couple of seasons ago and saying to Jim, this geezer should be our captain. He's an absolute savage Viking warrior. But now I don't see it. But I mean, Mia says, do we need to be buying someone to come in to be vice captain and possibly future captain?
Yeah, I agree with Mia. I think so.
I don't know who that is going to be. Maybe an Eze type player. He looks like he could be a bit savage. We've been linked with him again today. I'd love to have him.
I think people like Isaac. I think we could just forget about people like if Newcastle, where they do need to sell because of FFP, it ain't going to be Isaac. He's going to be the last one on the list.
They'll probably sell Almiron.
Kamara should go first, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe get rid of Tonali as well because of his betting scandal. Maybe
Joe Linton was mentioned as well.
Joe Linton, he's got a
he's
brother.
Going anyway. I think he's going anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, look, Mia, no need to get out your pram. I did read it. Done? She put obviously not good enough for big time. She didn't even read it out, the question. I star things and read them out.
Yeah, and then Bobby Kay lay down has gone, oh dear, she's just read it out. What do we do now? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What do you do now?
Yeah, shut up. That's what you do now. Lift the captain's armband to Ndombele. Yeah, let's do that. Captain McDonald's. A captain should be able to drag you out the mud, to take the players by the scruff and drag them over the finishing line. Sonny's not that guy. Yeah, I hear you. Mia, ever since she went on the terrace, she's changed. Nick on We Are Tottenham TV. People change. Don't worry, I still love you. And Too Darn Soulful. Sometimes, big up to you. Sometimes a captaincy and responsibility can affect your form. It's a worry how far off its son currently is. Yeah, I mean, he has a hell of a lot of pressure from his country. You know, everything revolves around Sonny when he plays for his country. And really, we've gone from, that's what I said yesterday, we've gone from Kane FC to Sonny FC because we rely on him to be the one to pop up and get us goals every game. And he's just not doing it at the minute. But Bentancur can't even hold his place down. Needs someone with steel. It'll have to be a new signing. Sonny, the best we have just now. A captain needs to stand up to responsibilities even when the game's going wrong. Yep, agreed. Player in form and leading the team is like night and day. Sonny's a great player, but a terrible captain. Benny says captains are not Roy Keane. Which top team has a shouty captain nowadays? This is what I was trying to say. I was trying to think of one. I mean, Chelsea's captain's Conor Gallagher, for God's sake.
Yeah, I know. I was surprised when I saw that.
Boy band.
Yeah, exactly.
Like boy band member, doesn't
Times
he?
have changed, but
yeah, they're all worried about their hair more than their football.
Of course they are. I did read as well today. Another player we're being linked with is Dominic Solanke. I'm a little bit disappointed in that. Yeah, very underwhelmed. I think he's had a good season, but I feel he's a bit of a Marcus Rashford. He's going to have a purple patch and then go back to being pretty average. Nick, do you like Solanke?
I mean, look, he's had a good season.
He went to Liverpool, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was pants.
Yeah.
And then he was
I think it's the same. He's had a good season and Bournemouth have done well, but if we're talking about everything else, we want better, right? We should buy
Alex Scott from Bournemouth. He's very good.
Yeah.
Well, I think the ship sailed there.
He'll play for the badge. I like what I saw when he came on against us, but they hardly play him, and I don't know why. Because it's not as if they've got jewels in the crown in their team, you know. Maybe because he's young and they just want to nurture him in. I don't know, but they've got a Spanish manager, haven't they?
Yeah.
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 The thing is with Solanke, when you think like Ellie, you've been saying you want Vlahovic and a player of that sort of level, and then you look at Dominic Solanke, it kind of is a little bit
underwhelming.
Yeah, it is
very underwhelming.
Because he hasn't performed consistently, has he, in the Premiership? No. And he went to Liverpool and they soon got rid of him.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, when Wilfried Zaha went to Man United and then he just flopped, didn't he? And then he came back to Palace and he was half decent. He was okay for Palace. He wasn't anything to write home about. And he kept on picking up injuries. So, no, we need to shop around for young up-and-coming players and some experienced ones. So we got a good mix.
Steve Perryman.
Who was the greatest captain we've ever had?
Steve Perryman for me.
Steve Perryman for Jimbo, Ellie?
The best, it has to be Stevie. Oh, Steve Perryman. I love Steve Perryman, but I heard on Hotspur Hippie, Paul Trevelyan, the sports artist, he said that Ron Burgess was the best captain we've ever had. And then after him was Danny Blanchflower, and he didn't even give Steve Perryman a mention.
Wow.
So I put it in the chat anyway, so just to give him a bit of my £5 worth. Steve Perryman, the most decorated player, over 850 games played for Spurs, and he doesn't want to be an ambassador so that he can speak his mind. I think that's admirable. You know, he's not towing the club's line.
When did Danny Blanchflower play? What years?
1959, 1958 to 1960 something, late 60s.
Yeah, see, for me, I can't put him because I'm going by the best captain I've seen.
You have to do that. You have to do
Gary
that.
Mabbott.
And
I
do.
Gary Mabbott, brilliant captain as well.
Yeah.
I do kind of remember him, but I can't remember him like how good he was, only from reruns, and what captain he was, I don't know. So I have to go with who I know, and for me, it's Steve Perryman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick and everyone up to who's the best captain that you've seen in your era, not who you're going by history. I mean, Nick, who's your best captain you've seen for us?
I'd say that I've seen, it's got to be Ledley King.
Oh, that's a good call.
What I've seen. Oh, you know, if you look at the list, if you look in just the Premier League era, then you've got Mabbott, you've got someone that you don't want. You want to talk about. He who shall not be named. You got Sheringham, Redknapp, Ledley King, Dawson, Cabal, Lloris, and Son. So I mean, for me, out of those, I never got to. I was young, obviously, with Mabbott, so it'd have to be Ledley King. Just the way that he, from ones that I've seen, in terms of, never trained and could just turn up and play a game of football. It's just like insane. You wouldn't be able to get that from these players these days. They wouldn't do that. So it's just a shame. He never got a chance really for England,
Oh my God, look. Rodney Roberts got a good one, Captain Jack Sparrow.
He's only got one knee. He's better than John Terry. Oh, Ledley.
What's Mia saying in my lifetime? Mia, you're older than that, surely.
You imagine, right?
I'm going to
petition for Steve Perryman's mural to be put up next. Because
that's
we should honour Steve Perryman. We've put Ledley King, which is right. Ledley King should be up there. Harry Kane's got a mural. Steve Perryman, our most decorated, most appearances as well. No mural, nothing. That's disgraceful. Sorry, Tottenham Hotspur, you're getting an email tomorrow. No, today I'm going to write them an email.
You're right. You're right. To be fair, Eddie, you're right. Because outside Newcastle, they've got Sir Bobby Robson, they've got Alan Shearer outside. So why have we not got
statues,
anything?
Aren't they? They're bronze statues.
Yeah,
Michael Dawson.
I loved Michael Dawson when he played for us. I thought he was brilliant.
Yeah, Blood and Thunder.
Joey says, sadly, I don't rate Ange in the slightest. Will eat humble pie if I'm ever proved wrong. I also believe it don't matter who our manager is currently. Fair enough. I don't think you're the only one.
Do you know what? I've got to stick up for Joey there. Why? Because when was Poch? Poch, but we never won nothing. You have to think back a long time when we had a manager where we had so much confidence in him, But look, I'm with Ange. I really like Ange the way he is. He plays football. He wants the team to play football. So I'm sitting on the fence before I judge him. I like him, but I'm going to sit on the fence before I judge him till he's had some winders and got the players he wants. We'll see. But Joey has got a really good point there. I'm sorry, he has.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I said yesterday. I'm not judging him till the second season, but if we're getting much of the same, then questions have seriously got to be asked.
The person we should judge is the man who's going to give him the money, and that's Levy, because Levy's the one who's going to hold the key to whether Ange is going to get what he wants.
Yeah,
it really is, isn't he? Because Ange can say, "I want this player, that player, that player, and that player," and he only gets two of them. You see?
When it comes to Poch, right?
Him fully.
When it comes to Poch, he did well for us, and we did really well under him. But I can't class him as a great manager because we never won nothing. I'm sorry, I can't. He never got us over the line.
Yeah, you got to get at least one or two over the line.
Yeah,
he had 5 chances to get one over the line at least.
But sometimes it was his fault with his choice of players, but sometimes the players did let him down. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I know our Champions League final, obviously, there's the whole question of why Kane started. But if you watch Eriksen in that game, he was useless. And I rang Talk Sport the night before, and they said, "Are you feeling confident?" And I said, "If Ericsson turns up, we'll win. If he doesn't, we'll lose." And he just did not turn up for me. He was awful. So it's
Dele Alli and him had a really good click, and they didn't click in that game.
Yeah,
they were playing really well that season, apart from away from home, which we were really bad.
I don't think Graham Roberts was ever captain, was he?
He was in the UEFA Cup final against Anderlecht because Steve Perryman was suspended, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I don't think he was ever.
He was injured, I think.
Yeah, it was only then. Yeah, Eddie's right. It was only then in the final.
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, it was good to see Dele Alli on Monday Night Football, and he's put his target on the World Cup, which I think is 2026. Is that right?
27, I think.
Yeah, 2026. Yeah, America.
Oh,
yeah, 26. Yeah.
America. It's coming to Bobby K's schools. So
Is there any part of you, I'll come to you first, Nick, that would like to see Dele back at the club trying to get back to his best?
No.
That's
no,
something
I think we saw, obviously we saw everything, and we saw how it kind of spiraled. Then obviously when he came out, he spoke to Gary Neville and everything else. I think, look, you know, fair play to him with that, having that alarm for the World Cup 2026. But I mean, Christ, he's going to have to do something special. When you look at the players that that England have got, you've got Foden, you've got Palmer, you've got Saka,
Bellingham.
You've got Bellingham. How do you see him breaking into that? You know, they're going to be in the England squad for the next 10 years. I don't see how Dele Alli breaks into that. Do you know what I mean? I just don't. I'm fair play for having that and saying that that's my worth. And if he gets back to anywhere near, that season where, when we were playing in, he scored that goal at Arsenal when they showed it, that Kane flicked it over the top and he flicked it over the keeper. If he gets, the goal against Palace, and, I think if he gets anywhere near that first sort of season where he was kind of an unknown, then fair play to him. But I just don't see how he does it. Do you know what I mean? I can't see him. I can't see him getting back to there, but two, no way do I see him getting back in this England side, unless for some reason Pochettino is suddenly the manager at that point.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think he obviously he was the youngest player to get to 50 goals in the Premiership. Apart, I think Haaland broke it. I think, if I'm right. Yeah, but I think he can get there. He can get there to put himself in the frame. Whether he gets picked, that's another question. It all depends on his attitude and his mentality. Because with Dele Alli, we know the skills there. The other things that have to come with it is focus as well. And you can't be distracted by the things that he was distracted, that took him away from football and sent him on a spiral of mental health problems. So I feel for him, but I think if he really works hard at it, he's got the minerals to do it. And I would say at his peak, he's just as good as any other midfielder that are going to that 2026 final. Maybe not Bellingham. I'll take Bellingham out of that equation because he's like something else. But other than that, I think he compete with Grealish, because he plays like a Grealish sort of role, doesn't he? Yeah, I think he can compete if he gets back to his best. But it's going to be a long, hard road for him because he hasn't played much football, has he?
No, not at all.
What he puts in, his dedication to his sport. He has to find the love for football again.
Yeah. Joey says, I was Dele's biggest critic when he fell off a cliff, but when hearing the reasons for his issues, then I understood. When you experience things as a kid, they always resurface. I've been there. Jim, what's your thoughts on Dele?
Yeah. Well, that's what Joey said is I've been there. You know that, Kate, and things do resurface over time. So certain things can trigger it, and I love Dele. You know how much I loved him. I just loved him. And then them goals he used to knock in against Chelsea, he loved scoring against Chelsea. But look, I would love to see him back at the club because I'm a bit sentimental with some people, and he's one of them. But his injury is what worries me. He seems to be injured a lot. But I think that if they could give him just bring him in, let him train with us, because he's obviously leaving Everton, and see how he does. I don't know. I want to see him get back and playing well again, and let the world see what he can do. He's only 28, so he's still got 4 or 5 years left in him.
Yeah. That goal against Chelsea, Eric Dyer played that ball to him. That was my biggest shock of that goal.
He loved scoring against Chelsea, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The one against Palace was fantastic as well.
Coover with his sarcasm. We should definitely give Dele another chance. Then we could bring back Holtby, Aurier and Kudu, Jedson and NG to push for the title. I just feel I think a lot of that is sentiment with Dele, because I'd love to see him.
Of course it is. But we want because he was one of our players and well loved. We want to see him do well. All right, Adrian.
Dele, I just don't think you understand. He only cost 5 mil. He's better than Ozil. We've got Dele Alli. He was a fan favourite, wasn't he? He was a fan favourite because he's a Lothario on the pitch. He's a bit of a G, and he's got that swagger. And he had a lot of shithousery that came with it as well that people loved. Yeah, because he was a bit of an arsehole sometimes, wasn't he?
Yeah, I get it. And like I say, I wish him all the best, but I don't ever see him really coming back to Spurs. But, you never know. I liked Holtby. The boy had fight.
Never say never.
No winks. We need that still in the midfield.
Holtby.
Toby-esque pass from Dyer. Still can't believe it when I watch the replays. Yeah, I know. It's probably the best thing Dyer ever did. Love Dele. He's quite local to me and Nick. Your friends.
I didn't say anything. Don't include me in this.
Big up, Aaron. Quick question for you: do you think you've blown your chances of winning the league? There's been a lot of overreaction from Arsenal fans and Liverpool fans. I just wondered how you're feeling about the whole winning the league thing. I still think there's a hell of a lot of football to play, and Spurs could have a say in who wins it, depending how we play at these big games. But I don't think it's over by any means.
It's not. No, I think okay. I think you're right. It's not over, because you know what will happen. We'll end up taking points off Arsenal, and then we'll end up beating City or something stupid, right? And then whatever happens is whatever happens there happens, right? But I think I mean, I just love this weekend, not only because every other weekend I get crap from Laura because she supports Liverpool, and I've just sat there and I just went, oh, it didn't go as well as you thought it was going. So she's normally going, oh, don't talk to Nick, leave your dad alone, he's not in the mood, and I kind of have to do the same. It's quite nice to be a boot on the other foot, and then you get the usual.
She's a Liverpool fan, is she?
Yeah. And then, but she's been to more Spurs games. Actually, she's been to more Spurs games than Liverpool games. She hasn't actually. The only Liverpool game she went to was Liverpool Spurs last season. So she's been to more, and also she's never seen Spurs win when she's gone. So that was she was supposed to go to Newcastle. So she's bad omen. But it is nice to have the boot on the other foot. But look, we're all shameless at the moment, right? Because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter what we're doing, because it'll all come down to the normal. Oh, when was the last time you won a trophy?
Yeah,
like, I'm not talking, and it's like I'm talking about now. I don't care. I'm going to be shameless. I'll be shameless now.
I agree.
We need Lennon back. Come on, bring back Lennon.
I love Phil Lennon. Phil P said there's a lot of serious competition, but Coover may be the nicest stroke absolute prick in the YouTube community. Big up for reaching the top of the mountain. I was at Palace away when Dele scored that trademark goal.
That was unreal.
What a great goal.
Holtby was another terrible passion merchant, banging goal versus Fulham with Chirichis, another shite player. Because we have had some real dog shit players, haven't we, when you look at it. Man
That's
City won't drop another
Kirikesh.
point.
His name's pronounced Kirikesh.
I know. I always call him Chiriches though, because that's how it looks to me. So that's what I say.
All right then, Kate.
Man City won't drop another point. I think we'll get a point out of them when they come to our place. I don't know if I'm being madly deluded, but I do. I think we'll nick a point.
I'm gonna say that I want Emerson Royale to pass the ball to Vicario to score an overhead own goal to give Man City the win in that game. I don't care if I'm not having anything. I'm not having us bantering everyone for weeks and then we go and do something where we throw the title race wide open. So it goes, everyone's on the same amount of points going into the final game. And we have a Aguero moment, or what what happened at Blackburn, Liverpool, at the and everything else. I don't want that. I don't care what happens. Because it's the second to last game, we have got complete control, and I don't care. We just need to lose to Man City. We just need to lose 10-0. It doesn't. I wouldn't even be upset losing 10-0.
Bloody hell! Look at Ben Kaufman. He's being very.
Can I just say, sorry, big up Mick Dundee, but yeah, go on.
I like this Ben.
What?
He's got something in there, and it's really, really positive.
Still think Liverpool draw to Arsenal and beat City. Wow.
Ooh.
Big up Ben Kaufman.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. I'm getting hungry. I've just realised my belly.
Only 4 out of 9 points, so don't get too excited.
Well, it's still for Ben. That's really optimistic.
If he can push it to 6 out of 9 with a win against Arsenal, I might even bring him some extra baklava.
There you go.
There you go, Ben.
Okay,
there's a proposition for you.
When Arsenal were winning 3-4, 5-0, I said they were in a purple patch, that it was slow and they wouldn't win the title. They will not win the title. I wish I could feel as confident as you, but I'm still
you
not.
Don't know, do you?
There's
not what we know.
Yeah, Coops says there's no money for many signings. We've allocated most of the budget for floodlight repairs after signing further. Worst ever Spurs player for me, Kevin Scott. Jimbo, I'll go to you first.
Well, Phil, he must have been that bad because I don't even remember him. So he must have been terrible, because when we have terrible players, I just wipe them out of my head. For me, one of the worst players we've ever had, I'm going to say, Undembele for me is the worst player we've ever had, right? And Jason Cundy, I didn't rate him one bit.
Yeah, that's a good call. Ellie, for you, who's the worst player we've ever had?
It begins with E, ends with C, his first name, and his surname begins with D and ends with R.
Who?
Eric Dyer, worst player I've ever seen.
Look at Nick's face. He thought you were going to say Emerson.
She said it starts with E, and I was like, what?
Eric Dyer, useless. And he called out our club for no bloody reason, the turncoat. Oh, my God. Yeah, they are. Sorry for Bobby's boy, but Eric Dyer.
I don't even remember Kevin Scott.
Sorry, I've got a voicemail. I was just listening to it. Nick, for you, have I done you? No, I haven't done you. Who's your worst player ever?
Christ, there's so many, like you said. There's so many. You're going through.
Come on, back me up, Nick. Back me up.
I mean, John Scales, Ben Thatcher,
Barry Daines.
I knew him really well, Nick.
Wayne Routledge was rubbish for us. I mean, there's so many. You could just Wayne Routledge,
and
David Kerslake, and Cuckoo, Rohan Ricketts, and Dombele. I thought Kevin Prince Boateng was pony. Alan Hutton. I mean, the list just goes on. You could sit here and you could sit here for weeks doing a Kira Kes,
crap.
Holtby, Yeah, it could be.
I sat down the other day. I sat down the other day, Nick, right? And I said, "Hey, I'm going to get the list of everybody that's ever played for Spurs and go through it, right?" And I'll tell you what, we've had some dross at this club.
Yeah,
some absolute dross we've had at this club.
Yeah, I didn't like Hossam Ghali what he did.
But someone put in there, I don't know who it was. Someone put that Eric Dyer is no way the worst player ever at this club, and I agree with them. I think there's been a lot worse than Eric Dyer.
Yeah,
it's been a lot worse. And look, just for clarity, for all those Emerson Royale haters, there's been some great players that have worn the number 12 for Spurs. Yeah, some great players. So that's why he's got number 12. Just so you're all there. Hoddle, Ardiles, Steve Sedgley, David Howes, who else? Mickey Hazard wore number 12. Thanks, mate.
Go on, Mickey.
Villa, Mark Falcao, Gary Mabbott, Gary Lineker, Justin Edinburgh, Nick Barmby, David Howes, Jimmy Greaves. I mean, the list just goes on. Emerson Royale is just one of a long list of greats to wear the number 12 shirt for Spurs.
How can Emerson Royale even be in that list? That's just hilarious.
He's on my list, Kate, and that's all that matters.
Jimbo, Shemtan said, "Who's the best, Dave Mackay or Jimmy Greaves?"
I would have to go with Jimmy Greaves. Jimmy Greaves. I started watching football. I remember Jimmy Greaves. You know, when I think back, I can remember watching him play. Don't remember loads of it because I was so young. But obviously, because of my massive part of my family is Tottenham, I've been told so many things about him by my uncles and my cousins, and yeah, it has to be. And obviously, I've watched reruns and clips of all the old players. And Jimmy Greaves, he was just. If he played now, he'd be the best player in the world, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
fantastic. He could take the ball from his own half, dribble through the whole of the team, and score a goal.
But it's not only that. It's when you think how many goals he's scored.
Yeah.
Right, and I know it's the talk. I'll get it.
Still got the record, hasn't he?
And the pitches, how bad they were with big fat leather balls. Oh, it's phenomenal.
I know. I saw my dad took me to Wembley in 1969. I was on his shoulders. Jimmy Greaves played. He didn't score that day, but I can't remember much of the match because I was only 4 3/4. But I remember the rosettes and the rattles, and everybody was dressed lovely. That's all I can remember. And the noise, the sound of the fans is incredible.
I don't think.
What do you know at that age? You don't know much, do you?
I don't even think Soldado was our worst player because he was quite good off the ball. He just couldn't. Couldn't score.
He was a
very striker, I think.
Player. He just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net.
But there has been some.
We've got another one like that called Werner.
Surely Redbrov was worse than Soldado.
Oh yeah, but he scored against Arsenal, so I gave him a little bit of credence.
you give him his flowers, Ellie, yeah?
Yeah, just we pay him for an extra week.
Yeah, that is shameless. Alton Thelwell's career is comedy gold. Just go and look at who he plays for after us each year. It's an amazing slow sink into oblivion. Astonishing, he even kicked ball for us. I've never heard of him.
Yeah, he was a defender and he was very tall. He wasn't very good.
I know Alton Towers, but not Alton Thirlwell, whatever his name is.
He went on loan to IFK Hasselholm. Then he went on a free transfer to Hull City. Then he went on loan to Leyton Orient. Then he went back to Hull City. Then he went to Leyton Orient for £40,000. Then he went to someone unknown on a free transfer. Then to Newport County. Then to Kettering. Then Coshorton. Then Billericay. And then he retired.
Wow.
Billericay in Essex. That's right by my brother.
That's where Jamie O'Hara used to. Did he manage there or just play there? I can't remember. But yeah, we have had some crap players.
Jamie O'Hara can't play football.
He can't commentate either. He's such a flip flop. Honestly,
Oh.
one week he's Jamie O'Hara. One week we're winning the league, and the next week we're the worst team ever to walk the planet. There's no in between. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there because I need to eat. I am starving. I'm not lying. My stomach has not stopped going. Nick and Ellie, thank you for coming on, and
You're
Jimbo,
right,
obviously,
pleasure.
always. Nick, are you on anywhere, or are you just hovering?
I'm just hovering wherever I can hover, just to keep the Emerson Royale love around and in the forefront of people's minds, so it doesn't get lost.
Yeah, so we never forget the magnificent Emerson Royale.
You wait. He's gonna have Martinelli in his pocket in that North London derby.
Oh my God, that's if he gets on the pitch.
Just like he did with Haaland at the Etihad. Remember that? Haaland didn't score against him when he was at centre back. So all you haters, remember he will have those gooners in his pocket. He'll be emptying them.
There you go. That's if he even gets to kick a ball.
He's really good.
I'm gonna go up to Hotspur Way, and I'm gonna go to the medical room, and I've got enough training tops, so it'll look like I've worked there. And I'll just go in there, and I'll just go and sit on Porro's leg or something. Oh, sorry, mate. Is that not what you're supposed to do to fix it?
Big up, Jess. Ellie, when are you on next, my lovely?
When am I on next? What is today? What's today? Wednesday, isn't it? So
correct.
When are we doing the preview? On Friday?
Yes.
Yeah, Friday. So I'm on Friday, and I'm on Friday with the Irish Hotspur. Dave is coming on with me.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That'll be good fun. Jimbo, when are you next on?
Ain't got a clue.
Well, it's the members' show tomorrow, so anyone who's a member can come on from 12:30.
All right, tomorrow then.
Oh,
If I'm on, tomorrow.
If you haven't got any chores, Jim, if Her Majesty hasn't got you running errands,
If there's anyone that I don't like, if I need anyone ringing, you might have to do some phone calls for me. But that's what you're paid for.
The fun.
Bless him. He definitely isn't that, or we'd be given that. Thank you to Chrysandro for the super chat. David Shear for being a member for 5 months.
Yeah.
Bobby and Coover for having a full super chat conversation. Thank you very much. Very amusing. And Steve D as well for the super chat. Thank you all very much. I'm back, member show tomorrow at 12:30, and then I'm on the football terrace as well at 5 p.m.
Oh, of course you are.
What today?
Remember, learn Greek so you can speak to Ange Postecoglou.
There you go.
Football terrace friends, 5 o'clock.
Nick, before we sign off, Emerson Royal played brilliant when he had Grealish in his pocket when we won. I think we won 2-0 that game, or 1-0. One of the two. Yeah.
Emerson Royal has everything, everyone in his pocket, Ellie. You just don't, everyone refuses to see it.
I just thought I'd add that. Yeah, because I quite like him. I think he's all right.
Big up, Jess. She's saying hello to everybody. Big up,
Jess. I did put your link in the chat. Make sure you go over and sub to everyone. Bobby at Free Spurs Boys. Bobby and
Coover at
Free Spurs Boys. Eldel Corel, Talk and Ball, Lily White Lane, Mile High Hotspur, Spurs Between the Lines. All of those. But thanks everyone for watching. Have a brilliant day. Don't forget Brewing Bollocks at 3:30 at the Coffee Company. And as always, come on you Spurs.
Come on you fucking Spurs.